Ceara Sturgis, and I'm from Wesson.
Oh, what school?
Wesson.
Attendance center.
High school.
And this is?
My mom.
Veronica.
I was in 4th grade, and I liked this girl, and I was like, what does that mean? No, I don't. I don't like her. But I do. And then all these questions started coming in my head. I was like, why am I gay? Why me? Why did I get chosen to be gay? Because, you know, you don't know whether you like boys and girls, and you don't know what liking someone is when you're in 4th grade. But I knew that I liked that girl more than I should have. And, yeah, that's when I started to... And then as the years, I tried to deny it, but it just got stronger and stronger.
You know, her feeling that way in 4th grade and me having no idea until she was in 9th grade, that like bothers me. You know, that she had to go through that by herself. You know, I mean, I feel like she should have always been able to come to me, you know, and say, hey, Mom, you know, by the way, I'm gay. And I would have said, oh, okay, well, we'll deal with it. You know, but she dealt with that that's 5 years she dealt with it by herself. You know, and that really bothers me. That is the one thing about this whole thing that bothers me when she talks about that. That makes me tear up. That she did it by herself. Sorry. Every time we talk about that, it kills my heart. And that's the second time we've talked about that, and I've cried both times, because to think that, you know, I just can't imagine her having to go through this by herself. You know, because her and I've always been so close. I mean, it's, you know, for so long it was just me and her, and for her to go through that by herself, it just that is the one thing that bothers me a lot. And that, you know, she didn't feel she could come to me. You know, from the first time that they put her in my arms, and I was like sitting there squalling, and because I wanted a girl, and when they told me, I started crying. When they finally put her in my arms, I started crying. I was like, I love you, I'm mommy. And I said, not one time, all the years, when I tell her so much, I love you, did I say, unless you're gay. You know, so when she told me, it was like, okay, well, we'll deal with this. You know what I mean? I cried because the first thing I thought of was, how's people going to treat her? That's the first thing that popped in my head. But when she asked me, do you hate me? Are you mad? No. She's part of me. You know, so how can I not? How can a parent not love their child just because they're gay? To the life of me, I can't understand it. That is she's still me. She's still mini me.
At first, it was pretty bad. Like, especially when I first got my hair cut, because that was about the time when I was really coming out, and I just got my hair cut, and I got a little bit of crap from people. But now it's like, everybody, this is me, and they tell me that they wouldn't want me to grow my hair out or anything like that, and like, we talk about me being gay, and everybody's comfortable with it. So
the students.
Did you have what kind of problems did you have with teachers and administrators?
I only had trouble with like one teacher and the principal. But the teacher would just like make little comments to other students, and they would tell me about it, and then Coach Greer, the whole situation.
They're just not putting a picture in the yearbook because she wore tux. And they said, they left the decision up to him and said, girls in drapes, boys in tuxes. And when, you know, he was telling me that, I asked him, so if she comes to the prom in a tux, you gonna let her in? He goes, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I know some schools do it, is they do the cap and gown. You know, because, I mean, boys don't wear tuxes at school. Girls don't wear drapes at school. So, you know, what is the... I mean, that's not who they are in the picture. You know, I mean, in all honesty. And the girls at Wesson, they would not be allowed to wear anything off their shoulders. Their shoulders have to be covered. You know, their bodies have to be covered. They can't wear the crop tops or holey jeans or anything like that, you know, whatever. There's, you know, guidelines to the dress, but yet they want them to wear that off the shoulder, you know. I don't understand that. And that, you know, they ought to be able to wear what they want, because to be who they are, or comfortable with who they are. And for them not to put her picture in there, to take away 12 years of going to that school, is just, you know, everybody that, the ones that give the students the hard time, they ought to think about what it would be like if they were the ones that were different. They need to sit down, close their eyes, and imagine their child going through it or them going through it, and how they would feel. Because for an adult teacher and somebody that's supposed to mentor to the students, and to treat a student bad because they're different, whether they're gay, they're black, they're white, they're poor, they're rich, you know, whatever the difference may be that teacher looks down upon, you know, they ought to put themselves in their shoes and imagine what it would be like if they were in those shoes, and how they would feel, you know, if they were the ones being mistreated. Because that's just, they need to think about it.
You could let it go. You could walk away. You've been through a lot. Your mom has been through a lot. Why are you pushing the issue with the tux in particular?
This was a lot to go through, like the emotional stress that you have to go through, because your principal doesn't want to change his rules, not school rules, his rules, that he doesn't let you, he makes you wear something you don't want to wear. And I don't want anyone else to have to go through that, because it was a lot to go through this. And I didn't think it was a big deal, but it really is. And I hope that no one else has to go through this, because I know there are people that don't want to have to wear a drape. And maybe, like, they wouldn't want to wear a tux, but they wouldn't want to wear a drape. But maybe they could, like, figure something else out where they didn't have to wear that, so they wouldn't be uncomfortable. So if I win, maybe that it can be like a rule or something, like, to help them out just a little.